Hi everyone. So it's been a hot minute since I've been on here doing videos of this, and that's because I have been obsessed with a different craft project, and I just finished it yesterday. And that is this like shawl wrap sort of thing. So I know you guys, it's too long, I can't stretch it out for the video, but basically this took up all of my creative time, and now that I've finished it, I had this amazing idea for a topper that I've been meaning to do, so I wanted to do it. I also wanted to do another little quick update to demonstrate. So I also went home at Christmas, so I wasn't around, and I got the pair I wear with like the metal frames, because like edging, arms, I guess it's arms. A friend of my mom's also wears them, and when I saw her, she said, oh yeah, I think the magnets are better. So this is a very flat topper that needs to really be reformed, but it actually isn't having any issue on the new one. And then my old one that I was wearing pre-Christmas, you can see that it doesn't want to bend to it. So I really do think the magnets are stronger, and I can feel like a little bit of like it's almost like a higher quality with the edges, and it just feels a little bit sturdier. So even though I bought the exact same shape because all my stuff is set for Wanda, I recommend it. I almost got the tortoise shell, to be honest. So yeah, I would recommend it highly. I really like it. It was worth the outlay to get another pair of glasses. And these are great now because I have them here that I can wear them as backup. I had like a clear pair, and I got to wear my toppers on them, and I went back to them, and then you know, it's nice. It is nice to have a backup. All right, so the idea I had was to take this nail foil and then use it once it's on the topper as a template to follow and rhinestone it. So I have like a rhinestone flannel pattern. Now I had all of these versions, and this one, and this one were the ones in contention. And I decided this one had more color combos in it. This one had less. And I thought this was a good compromise. And I like this pattern a little bit more. I'm not as big of a fan as yellow, but obviously I love pink, and you know, I don't mind yellow. But yes, this is the plan. I haven't decided what shape I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to look for another chonky one probably. It shouldn't matter too much. I'm going to go in my bag. I'm going to use this. This is like a beading dish, and it's ceramic. I have another one that's plastic that like came with something, but I got this when I went home at Christmas because I've had it for a while. I think it'll be easier to clean any like UV gel or anything like that happens, and it won't be sliding around or accidentally knocked as easily. So I'm going to separate and get my rhinestones out so I can easily like pick them up in this dish. And then this is like my rhinestone collection, which once I laid it out, I'm like, that's a little excessive, but it does have everything I need. So I'm going to do the white. I'm going to do the white. And then I'm going to do like the light blue for this. And then I'm going to do this darker blue for this. And then I'm going to do the light pink for the middle, the white / pink one. And then I'm going to do the dark pink for the dark pink pieces. And then I have this brown, or I was contemplating, because I think it's a little warmer, I have another brown here. But I'm thinking about going with this brown because I know I have a lot of it. I'm going to lay them in the tray and kind of make the decision. It'll be easier to see. And then I'm going to do a white for all the white areas. I actually have less white than I would have thought, but it should still be enough. Maybe that's something I need to buy more of. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm really excited about this. Like a rhinestone plaid seems incredible. I also went shopping at a art market in Brussels, and I got this like painting tool, but it's like a silicone tip, and I think it's going to be the perfect width to like remove air bubbles and everything. So basically we're going to go into fast mode. I've done plenty where I have removed like done the sticker tops and all of that. The last thing that we need to really like pick out is what topper shape I'm gonna do. And I do have a lot of these clear ones. Maybe the clear one. Okay, so maybe this one. I don't know, I do like these chunky ones. Maybe this one. So this is what I'm, you know, I've got to kind of make a decision about. But I want something that really shows the pattern well. So that's the biggest thing. Those round ones are too round. And these traveled all the way from China. I printed them on my printer before I left. And so some of them are a little bent. So one of the things I usually do is like set up the heat lamp, my heat gun, and, you know, reform them and everything. All right. I have less white than I thought. Well, all right. The clear should be fine. If there's a piece missing in the pattern, I should be able to figure it out, because sometimes you get those air bubbles and everything. All right, so let's see. Okay, I'm going to immediately reject these. These have a little bit more of a chunky top. I'm going to pass. It's definitely going to be between, I want a really nice pattern. It's going to take a while to do for sure. And these are pretty bent. And I like both these patterns a lot, so I'm going to do this one. So I know I've talked about in the past, but just to prep these toppers, I'll use like my sanding tool, my Dremel. I'll sand everything. I'm going to use the heat gun and heat it a little bit just to make sure it's real flat. And then I'll put it on my glasses just so it like re-solidifies in a nice shape. And then we'll do the pressing on. Actually, it might be easier to do the pressing on while it's still flat. So I'll probably do it flat and then shape it. In this case, I usually prefer to have it shaped first, because then I think it sets better with the gel. But this time, I think I'll do it that way. All right, so we're going to go to high-speed mode. And hopefully you guys will all enjoy this. Okay, so I thought I'd do a quick check-in and just update what we've done so far with the fast. So I covered this. Actually, lining up the gingham was a little bit trickier, so I cut a different piece. I'm a little short here, but I feel like I can carry the pattern pretty easily and it shouldn't be a problem. I just re-sanded all the edges. Once you do the connection, you usually need to sand out that pattern a little bit because the UV gel. I've tried some sticker transfer things and stuff, and I haven't had it work very much. This has always worked for me, so this is what I went back to after I experimented. Then some of the tools that I have laid out for myself, I have this tool that's supposed to be for picking up like the jewels. It has like this little sticky tack. I also have my silicone tool brush for manipulation. I have my dotting tool. I've also used this to pick things up before, especially if I put beeswax on it. I don't have my chunk of beeswax. I didn't bring it with me when I left China. And I just rubbed it down with isopropyl alcohol because I wanted to make sure everything was clean before I start doing the pattern. And then this is another like silicone brush that I got, and with the intention of like nudging everything. This is the color layouts. I decided to go with that brown. I think it looks right. And I was looking at everything and I was thinking, you know, what if I did pearl as the white? So I'm going to see what that looks like. Basically, I'm going to put down some of the jewels, and then I'm going to put down a couple of the pearls. And if I don't like how the pearl looks, I'm going to switch back to the white crystals. But I thought, why don't I try that and see if that gives it an extra pop? It needs more, clearly. So anyway, that's the update of everything's here. It's laid out, and now I'm going to start trying to do my patterning. So there you can see in better, I've never done this before. You can see in better detail, that's where I lined it up. It's just a little bit short there. I'll have to carry the pattern through. And see, this is the nice thing. The little mess ups like that won't matter because they should be covered up once I put jewels on everything. So, and I'm gonna try pearls. We've got the light blue. You see there's a few mixed in that are different colors, and I'm gonna sort those here and then at the end sort them into my container. I didn't want my giant container sitting around. So that's our palette. Okay, so this is taking as long as I anticipated. I honestly thought that it would take a while, so I'm not surprised. I've decided to cure this corner. I'm going to pull it out and show you. Actually, when I was looking at this, I didn't realize there was this yellow. I don't know how I missed that. And I have decided to just eliminate that from the pattern. And that was a very wise choice because getting these, like, little sequins to fit on there has been fairly difficult. Even though I knew I had a lot of like teeny tiny ones, it's still hard. So this is what it looks like, and overall I really like the pearls. I think it gives it a nice breakup, but I'm having trouble because that's the smallest size and I have slightly smaller with the sequins. And I think you can see the pattern, it's coming through, and I think the more of it I get, like the further away, it's gonna match even better. And honestly, this is what I wanted. Like it is, as my students would say, it's giving, I don't know, excellence or rich. I don't know. It's giving something though, and it's giving me what I wanted it to give. So I guess that's good enough. So I had a little bit of extra of the UV gel down here, and I just wiped it up before because I didn't want it to get too thick. So I have to put new liquid UV gel. But like now that's set, and I'm going to try and do like pieces at a time. I'm not going to keep recording me doing it slowly because honestly, I'm going to go take a break now and have breakfast and stuff. But I'll come back towards the end and show you guys what it looks like. All right. Hi, so I have been updating this. I've been pretty busy this week, so I haven't worked on it as much as I wanted to. I did some in the beginning. So you can kind of see the pattern is developing. I think it looks pretty good. I have some areas it could be better. Viewing everything as a whole, I might not have needed those giant rhinestones, but I just thought it was like a nice center for these larger places. If I do something like this again, I might stick with smaller sizes. And I wanted to demonstrate how I've been approaching this. And this is based off of a show that I watched, like a makeup artist show. So when they were doing like lips and things like that. Okay. Hi, everyone. So we're back. This is the last one. I finished the pattern. Here it is, and I really think that this is a pattern that when you're close up, it looks like gobbledygook. But then when you get it further away, you can see the plaid striping and everything. So I should have probably recorded it for you guys, and I didn't. I'm sorry about that. You remember that it was quite bent. For me, it's been a while. You're going to see everything edited into one video. So it was quite weird and wavy. And I decided to do it basically flat and then use the heat gun. So what I did is I turned it over and I used the heat gun to make it really soft. And then I put it on my spare pair eyewear glasses to form it around it. And then I did the little magnets in there. So that's it. It's done now. And I'm pretty happy with them. Let's see. on my new pair I wear. Oh, they're so pretty. Yes. Actually, when the light is on them less, you can see the pattern better. And when it's so sparkly, it's hard to see. So, and I think also my tan ones had 2 different colors mixed together, and I had trouble with that. So sometimes it's a darker brown and a lighter brown. All right. But overall, I think it did well. But I think more successful would be one of these more simple patterns. So I might try it again with this pink and yellow, because it's just a bunch of different types of pink and yellow. And I have these. No. Do I have a 4th container of these? I do have a 4th container. I was like, these aren't the ones. These kind of like goldy purpley ones I think would go real well with this pattern. So I might do something with that. Anyway, that's how they came out, and I'm glad I'm finally back doing stuff with you guys. I'm sorry that it's taken me so long to get back into the swing of things. I just had that knitting project that I was doing. And I'm also actually going to be adding a few things to my channel that are unrelated to toppers, so if you don't care about that, I'm sorry. One of my friends in the knitting group was talking about she's struggling with how to do knitting in her, cause she's left-handed and I use an unusual right-handed style of knitting. So I'm gonna video that and put it up so that she has the links. And then I'm doing some really fun experiments involving my knitting and clay and firing it and making like clay items. And I don't have any idea what's gonna happen. I've never done it before, but I've been making swashes for a couple of weeks as well. You know, really getting everything together to like scientifically test what is really going to work and look good, and then start making things. And I'm really excited about that. And it's pretty an innovative process. I don't tend to put videos out of things that are not innovative, because there's a bazillion channels that are showing knitting. But apparently it's hard to find this one style, so that's why I'm going to do it. Anyway, I hope that this inspires some amazing toppers from you guys.